A kind waitress gives food to a poor woman. Just then, another rude waitress comes and throws the food away. She shouts angrily, "Why are you feeding these beggars? Do you think this restaurant belongs to you?" The kind waitress says softly, "Why are you so mean, lady? I'm not giving them leftover food. I'm giving them my own meal." The rude waitress laughs and says, "Oh, really? What should we call you now, Miss Charity? Do you want to stay hungry just to feed these dirty people? Listen, this place sells food. It's not for free." The kind waitress replies, "It's my food and I can do whatever I want with it. Can't you see that poor woman and her daughter are starving?" The rude waitress shouts, "That's not my problem, and it shouldn't be yours either. I'll tell the boss so he can fire you." Then she turns to the poor mother and daughter and says, "You two beggars, get out of here." Before leaving, she tells her coworker, "Enjoy your last day at work." The poor woman looks sadly at the kind waitress and says, "I'm sorry, miss. I didn't mean to cause you trouble." Her little daughter says softly, "But Mom, I'm so hungry." As they start to leave, the kind waitress stops them and says, "Please wait. You can't go hungry. Sit on that bench outside. I'll bring you some food in my name." The poor mother and daughter smile and sit on the bench happily. Meanwhile, the rude waitress sees the owner coming. She quickly runs to him and says, "Sir, I need to tell you something. The new waitress is giving restaurant food to beggars." The kind waitress brings food outside and gives it to the mother and daughter. They thank her with all their hearts and start eating quickly. They were very hungry. The rude waitress says to the boss, "I saw it with my own eyes." The owner says, "If that's true, I'll talk to her myself." He goes to the kind waitress and asks, "Why were you outside?" She replies, "I was giving food to a hungry woman and her little girl. They really needed it." The owner says in a serious voice, "Come to my office now." She quietly says to herself, "Dear God, whatever you decide." In the office, the boss says, "I heard you gave not only your own meal, but also ordered food in your name. Why did you do that?" The waitress answers, "Because they were hungry. The woman and her child had nothing to eat." The boss says, "You've been working here for 2 months. I know you need money to take care of your sick mother. Still, you help strangers even when you don't have enough. Why?" The waitress says, "Because once I was just like them. My daughter and I lived on the streets for 3 days with no food. Kind people helped us. Since then, I've promised to help others, even if I have very little." The boss sighs and says, "Your story is touching, Marta, but now I don't need you here anymore." The waitress is shocked. "What do you mean, Mr. Carlos?" He says, "Here's your 1 month's salary. No more, no less. You may go." She takes the envelope sadly and leaves. When she opens it, she sees it's not 1 month's salary, it's 3 months' pay. She quickly goes back and says, "Sir, there's a mistake. You gave me extra money." The owner smiles and says, "Sit down, Marta. I'm happy you came back. I knew you would." Then he calls his wife. The waitress is surprised and says, "This is the woman I helped." The boss says, "Yes, she's my wife. It was her idea to test our staff, to see who truly has a kind heart. And that person is you." He smiles and says, "You will be the new manager of this restaurant." The kind waitress starts crying with joy. The rude waitress is fired, and the kind one becomes the manager. If you like this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.